Hi everyone and welcome to Precis Talks. Today I'm here with Peter Svensson, Performance Lead from Google, and my name is Richard Drott and I'm the Global Paid Search Lead here at Precis. The subject that we'll cover today is called Building a Performance Engine. So I really want to hear your take on how you see the future on day-to-day operations.
So we believe by 2025 that 85% of all media buying will be fully automated, and that would include like traditional media as TV and outdoor. And that would mean that all ads, all channels are optimized, targeted and personalized in more or less in real time. And this is a kind of game changer how we are working with media planning. Today we have a lot of focus on the media. How much should we invest in search versus display and video and social marketing? Instead, we need to focus on the outcome.
Yeah, so like that's one of the things that a lot of agencies has worked with like during the last couple of years and probably before that is working with the clients trying to ensure that they lift budgets and only focus on what is your profitability goal and can we invest as long as we hit that. How do you view budgets in relation to that? Because historically, there's always been an issue with various budgets on different levels within an organization that are specific to a given channel. And what we are really looking for is a more, what's your business objective and how do we achieve that to what ROAS or to what profitability level? And shouldn't we be able to do that regardless of budget? Isn't that the main objective?
I think it's important to really understand your true business objective, what you as a company want to achieve in your business plan, and map that to your marketing activities. So if you want to be more profitable, we need to use profit for bidding. We can't use revenue as a proxy because that would just end up in having an average profit. Yeah, and I think it's super important to focus more on the outcome, moving away from fixed budgets. And to do that, we need to align on the objectives with the wider organization. It's important for the CMO to have a close collaboration with the CFO to set the targets and have a clear set of targets that can be communicated to all media partners and the agencies.
Do you think that there should be a shift in mentality on who you look to hire as an agency or?
Yeah, and going back to the self-driving car, when we're not driving the car and using machine learning and smart bidding to operate in media, that would free up a lot of time. And that time we can use to invest in more value-adding activities. And one activity that I think it's worth looking into more is enriching smart bidding with more business data.
What will separate us going forward is the ability to send signals to the algorithms. So that's kind of what we wanted to touch upon, is that working with the algorithms rather than towards them will gain you that competitive advantage.
So when it comes to CLV, I think that's super important for all companies to understand the true value of each customer. Looking at the marketing teams that have a more long-term way of doing their media optimization, we are seeing that they are more focused on high-quality customers.
You don't need the perfect CLV model to get going. It's more important to actually get going with it, if that makes sense.
And we can't sit and wait for the perfect model because it will never happen. So I think it's better to get started using the data that we're having. It could be as simple as starting with different value buckets, just to divide the customers into 4 buckets and start to treat them differently. And then you can take it all the way to a personalized, real-time LTV model to predict the profits. So I think it's most important to get started, collect the data in a good shape, and start using the data. And then over time, you will improve and become a more sophisticated advertiser.
What could one focus on outside of the current scope to continue to drive invaluable value for our clients when more and more things gets automated?
So having a great advertising and automation strategy is just a starting point. I think there is a huge opportunity to invest more in the overall customer experience. It could be to improve the customer experience on your site, creating better landing pages. It could be improved page speed. It could also be investing in other areas like customer service. So I think that it's a brilliant strategy to improve the content for the customer, and we would see that improvement coming also in the paid channels.
So how do you view budgets in relation to that?
And from my perspective, growth is coming from the output of new customers and existing customers, and then the dynamic between. So if we want to grow faster, I think it's important to understand better around customer acquisition instead of talking about top line revenue. So I think we need to go back to the business objective. This is a good exercise to have with the CFO of the company as well, together with the CMO, for them both to understand the dynamics of online marketing, how we can invest in a more agile way, and together come up with a plan that is supporting more flexible budgets. And measurement, as discussed before, will never be perfect, but we need to have a starting point, and we need to have a methodology that we can trust and take decisions based on.
All right, well, I think we've covered all of the topics that we wanted to cover today, and I would like to thank you for joining us at Precis Talks. So thank you for that, and thank you all for listening, and have a good day.